I was talking to a group of successful realtors the other day, and they had mentioned to me that they're literally working 80, 90 hours a week. And I said to them, "Are you sure?" Well, needless to say, they got a little defensive. This is Ron Wysocarski for Real Estate in a Nutshell, and I want to talk about how many hours you're really working. Now, before you get all judgy and defensive on me and say, "I work 80 hours a week," great. If that's what you want to do, fantastic. But if I can show you a way where you might be able to get that done in 40 or 50 hours, or maybe the perception of 90 really is 40 or 50 hours, maybe this will help you. We have an exercise, and it's called a 15-minute chart. And what it really does is from, let's say, 8 o'clock in the morning till 9 o'clock, you break up 15-minute intervals. So 8 to 8:15, 8:15 to 8:30, 8:30 to 8:45, and so on. And do it throughout your day. And just write down what you actually did during those 15 minutes. Now, you do it for a week. You don't do it for life. You just do it for a week. And this is an awareness, and it's not about beating anybody up or feeling bad about our work. It's awareness, because I think what we'll find is there's more time in our calendar than we really understand or realize, and we may not be actually working all those 90 hours. You see, there's availability and then there's time worked, and they are different. So think of it this way. You go through your week, and for 1 week you do the painful thing of actually writing down what you did. If you have certain things you have to do between 8 and 9, maybe you feel like you're working from 8 to 9, but you may find out that what you did was a couple of phone calls and a couple of emails that took you 15 minutes, and I'm not sure what you did with the other 45. Maybe you were checking out your social media or doing something relaxing or getting some food, all of which are okay. But you may have only worked 15 minutes of the hour, but you felt like you were working. Matter of fact, if you got up at 6 or 7 o'clock in the morning and you started thinking about work, maybe for the first hour of your day when you went through your morning, I'll call it routine, if you're thinking about work, like, hey, I've been thinking about work since I woke up this morning at 6 or 7. And by 9 o'clock, you may feel like you've worked 3 hours, and it may have been 20 minutes. So understanding what you're getting done at certain amounts of time is a powerful tool for you. And let's suppose that you were on lead generation for 2 hours. That's recommended in a lot of books. And let's say your time was 9 to 11. Without tracking phone calls and contacts and appointments. I mean, you can. But what if you just said, hey, you know what? During that period from 9 to 9:15, I made 2 phone calls for 5 minutes. Took a break, walked around, got excited, calmed down, whatever. And then we looked at 9:15 and 9:30. If it's that painful, and if you're telling me right now you don't have the time to do it, my mentor, well, it was an unpleasant conversation that I had to hear. He said, listen, you keep telling me you're too busy. You mean to tell me you can't take a pen every 15 minutes and, hey, I made 2 calls, took me 7 minutes, because all your phones have timers on it. You know what you're doing. And I insisted I was too busy to do the exercise, which ended terribly for me. Here's what I believe is going to happen. You're going to feel like you're working 40, 50, 60, 70 hours. When you actually look at the amount of time that you worked, it's going to be less. It just is. So you may feel that, hey, I'm working 7 days a week, 12 hours a day, and I'm always looking at my phone. Well, great. But looking at it and actually talking on it or making outbound phone calls are 2 very, very different things. What I want you to understand is this. People get into real estate because they want freedom. And I think you actually have it, but you're disguising it as working. The fact is, I believe that most people, they may work a couple hours in the morning. They'll take a break. They'll go someplace. They'll check the laundry, get some food, do an errand. If you can you do have freedom to fit a lot of things in. Get an oil change, get gas, get groceries. All those things happen throughout the course of your day. I just want you to be aware that you're probably not working as much as you think. And maybe that's a good thing. If you got into real estate and you wanted freedom, you actually have probably a lot more than you realized. Last thing I'll tell you is this. A good friend of mine who runs one of the top teams at a giant brokerage, he tells me that all of his people are making 6 figures. I'll insist that they work a lot. And he says, you know what? I'll bet you dollars to donuts that none of them are working 40 hours. And they're all making in excess of 6 figures. And I asked him how he felt about it. He goes, I really don't care how many hours it takes for them to get the job done right. But what a good life it is to work less than 40 hours and make 6 figures. It's just a thought. So take a look at how much time you're actually working compared to what you feel that you're working, and you may find the hidden freedom that you thought was gone in real estate. I hope that you're enjoying this, and I do want you to do the exercise. And when you do it, click in the comments below or message me and say, geez, Ron, you know what? I thought I was working 70 hours. It's really 42. I just found 28 hours. Fantastic. This is Ron Wysocarski for Real Estate in a Nutshell.